Welcome to my ultimate guide on Shattered Worlds. This is mainly how to push up to 200, although World 200 is not the max, as 4,000 is. But 200 is for the achievement, which most players will only stop at that. For the gear, I highly suggest 2 or 3 pieces of Cryptbloom, but you have to have Cinderbanes. And then this is kind of up to you. You can either have 2-piece Tectonic and 2-piece Crypt for some tank and DPS as well, or you can have Blast of Fusion boots and then 3-piece Crypt, which would be the top, bottom, and legs. But I found this setup to be good enough to get me to 200 easily. For the offhand, I kind of forgot to get Corming 3 or Corming 4 with Greater Chain that I did recently unlock, so if you do have that, put that on the offhand. As for the pocket slot, if you have the GP for it, buy the Book of When. When it procs, it will be amazing. And in Essence of Finality, it was just empty. I just had it for its stats. For the inventory, you will need a Rod Shield, a Defender, because we will be camping this for a good portion of it with Reflect and Revenge, and also Immortality, which is pretty awesome. If you pair that with the Unlimited Adrenaline, you'll get sometimes. I also have 3 full overloads, Vuln Bombs, Weapon Poison plus. I have 2 flasks of those. And then marked in red square, this is pretty much, you load the preset, you drink an overload, you summon the yak, and you drink your Weapon Poison. And then you just put 3 more jellies in that. I also have 2 Super Restore flasks. Spellbook would have to be Ancients with the Animate Dead spell, and Shadow Rush was my primary. Now this pairs perfectly if you are using 3-piece Crypt, and then from time to time swap to Insight Fear for crowd control. This works perfectly well if most of the monsters are melee. You just Devotion, run into them, and then just use that spell, and then afterwards swap back to it. Since some runs can take you up to 2 hours, when you're nearing World 200, you will run out of water runes. And just make sure to bring the Ancient Shard Ritual. Now for your summon, put a ton of jellies, 6 Restore flasks, fill it up all the way with Brews, and then a Pack Yak. It does show I have 2 empty inventory slots, however, this is because I was using a Yak instead of a Pack Mammoth. And a little small tip, each 2 Super Restore flasks should last you for 1 wave, in which case this is perfectly enough for 5 worlds at a time. As for auras, there is only 2 choices, and that would have to be Maniacal, which this is number 1, and you want to extend this for a full hour. After that, depends if you want to aura refresh and then use another Viswax to make it last an additional hour, or you can use Runic Accuracy. And of course, this is the supreme version, as once you start getting into the end of the worlds, it will be taking about usually an hour, 30 minutes to about 2 hours, in which case you need as much accuracy as possible. As for the Archaeology Relics, I did use Persistent Rage. This is amazing. If you are ever low in health, since you automatically regenerate adrenaline outside of combat, you can just stay away from the monsters and Basically regenerate your health by using your own adrenaline to do that. This saves so much food, and let's say you need to run through a crowd of monsters to go to the end portal. You can get this to 100% adrenaline, barricade, and there you go. You don't have to build whatsoever. Then I use the Berserker's Fury, because since you'll be taking a lot of damage, and you can comfortably sit your health around probably about 4,000. And then lastly, the Fury of the Small, just for some extra adrenaline. You could also use the Head's Font, or Font of Head or whatever, for food to heal you a little bit more, because I am using jellies and brews that does not require using adrenaline, so you're able to DPS all the time. Next, there are actually 4 objectives. The first one will be that the portal is broken and we will have to repair it. In your inventory, you will need to have 1 free slot open. While you're killing monsters, you can get 3 broken parts of the portal, in which case afterwards make your way to the portal, then you'll be able to fix it. Now, it's not guaranteed, but usually a monster, a crowd right before the portal generally has it, and another is right at the start of the portal, so that may help you or not. The next objective is you will have to deal a certain amount of damage. The higher your world is, the more damage you will actually need to do. For the third objective, you just need to kill a good amount of monsters so that they can summon a boss. Now, he can spawn anywhere throughout the whole place, but once you do attack it, you can pretty much lure him a good 30-40 tiles from his spawn point, and you can trap the bosses, so make use of all your surroundings pretty much. And the last one, it does say kill 71% of enemies, but you can get it from 65% up to about 84%. So it's pretty much RNG how much percent you do actually have to kill for that. Now, for buffs, the top 3 are the absolute best, and that would be Feeling Pumped. Pretty much this is unlimited adrenaline when it does proc, although it does have a cooldown. So what I like to do is Sunshine, Barricade, and then have all the monsters attack you all at once. Start using all your AoEs. Right when the 10 seconds is almost up, use Immortality, and then you'll be able to safely damage whatever monsters. Now, Explosive, this is one of the best ones. However, if the monsters are melee, since you're running up to them, you hit Devotion. Right when they're about maybe 30% health left, then you want to Barricade, and you can Immortality as well. This will damage everyone, you and the monster, so this is extremely good. But another way you could do this is by Farcasting or killing the magic and rangers, and just let those AoEs weaken the crowd a little bit, and then you'll be able to attack them. The next one will be Electric. While you're attacking targets, it's as if you use Dragon Breath, Chain, or Ricochet. This is extremely good, extra damage. Now the bottom 5, they are so-so, but keep in mind, the reason why Leeching is pretty good, because they only heal about 10% of the damage they do, and since Animate Dead will pretty much cap their damage at about maybe 200 or 300, they barely heal anything. The zombie chickens, these ones just don't be in melee distance once they do spawn, so pretty much like if you have nothing, this is pretty good because it's not really good or bad. Some other good ones would have to be the Zone of Restoration, and there's portals randomly spawn that will, once you're in there, turn off your prayer. You'll do your prayer, summoning points, and then health. It's kind of good, but it's not really so-so. Now, for the negative ones, these are the ones you do not want to ever choose, and that would be Combustion, Rockfall, freezing, catastrophic, static, unstable rifts, zone of suffering, hydra, and there is also additional 4, and that will be honorable, volcanic, protect, and hungry. You will never ever want to choose these, as it's going to make your run so much harder. In fact, once you get to nearing about 185, these will start to kill you. If you are able to Farcast them, including the Meliors, make sure to get them stuck at a little building so that they can't path north when they try to, as you just saw. Sometimes if you try going to the wall, like right here, the NPCs that use range or magic do have a chance to attack you, so try not to hug the walls too much unless you feel comfortable taking pretty much like super forecasting it, because you just avoid 3 groups and you're able to attack them. Although sometimes like that, if they're out of range, you will have to like path out of it, so just keep a very close eye on that. A perfect example is right here. I spawned the boss, but I have a cluster of them, so I'll just barricade, surge, blade dive, target the boss, and if I have time, try to kill it, or find out a pretty much safe spot where he's able to go, and then just attack him like so. And then hopefully your Venom Blood does kill him, your weapon poison, and then just attack the NPCs or make your way back to the safe spot. It kind of really depends how much health it does have, and if it's the Chaos Elemental. If it is, you're gonna have to pretty much safe spot him, because he drains a lot of your food and he removes your armor too, which that is the most dangerous part about the Chaos Elemental. Because if you think you're safe under Barricade and he removes that, you're finished pretty much. And then right here, let's just finish Narag the Corrupted. And remember, you can Farcast a boss if he is actually stuck or not. You could do this with all of them except the Chaos Elemental. With that, thank you all so much for watching this Shattered Worlds guide on how to push up to World 200 and beyond. The biggest thing is pretty much just camping that Defender. If you have the Feeling Pumped perk, then you can pretty much be unkillable, as you can use Reflect with Revenge for extra DPS, Barricade, and Immortality. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, as it really does help